Hello everybody, Yeti here. Uh, couldn't sleep, gonna make another video around 4 o'clock in the morning. And this will probably be posted the same day it's due. See where we left off. Oh, it's dark time, I can't climb walls. So let's get ready. So let's start expanding this out a little bit more. That's great to know. So, how are we gonna fix this? Open that door, shut it behind me, get my sword out. As soon as I open that door, I go bibbidi bobbidi boo. I stab you repeatedly with my axe. I need a better weapon. Maybe I can wait this entire night out. I'm not sure, but for right now, I have no recollection of how the fuck he got in there. To do that. Sorry if you guys can hear me breathing. It's let's do that. Let's gonna do a little, the more you know, little thing about me. Well, most you probably wouldn't know about me is that I am a very tall guy. I think Yeti because that's what I used to be called in middle school when I was playing basketball because I was so tall and as you can know, white. But I got called that from my cousins because I was somehow had a lot of hair as a kid, blonde hair. You're like, ooh, that's disgusting. No, it's more like I just had really hairy legs and they just wanted to call me that because I was just a overall guy, probably I was the tallest kid in elementary school, and all the way up through high school, I was the tallest kid. And until I got into high school, I was the second tallest kid there was. The tallest kid was a basketball player. Fantastic guy. He's an awesome guy. He's one of those dudes where if you were in trouble or something and you need someone to help you with something, he was the guy. He would probably take a bus hit for you. He was that cool of a guy. But overall, anyways, back to about me. I am 6'7", depends. I'm fluctuating on stuff. But I'm supposedly 6'7". Nope, gotta pick up this sword again. 6'7". I think the doctors don't know how tall I am yet, so that makes me not knowing how tall I am. Last time I checked into the doctor, they said I was about 6'7", 6'4". Yeah, I don't know how I went from being in 10th grade to being 6'7". So I got told by the doctors I was 6'7", and somehow I shrank about 3 inches. Crazy. You son of a bitch. Yeah. But, tall guy. Very friendly. I used to be called the teddy bear because I'm more of a, how you guys say it, a lover than a fighter. But, I've always loved playing video games. The first system I think I've ever had was either Nintendo 64 or a PlayStation 1. Either one of those. I loved playing video games as a kid. I used to stay inside, play video games, not really fit until about 5th or 6th grade, where I had a teacher ask, fourth grade, where I had a teacher ask me if I wanted to play basketball. Who could say no to that? What else about me? That'd be really kind of, oh wow, that's interesting. Since being so tall and skinny, my father and mother would not let me play football. I always wanted to play football. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to play football as a kid because I saw the kids playing and stuff. And I was like, I want to be part of them, Mom. I want to be part of them, Dad. And they're like, Trevor, you're really skinny. I don't want you to get hurt. And that would suck because they're like, you'll ruin your basketball career. You'll never be able to play basketball in high school and stuff. So that was the end of that story. It was, you gotta stay and not play basketball anymore. And it sucked. It was like, well, I gotta see all these other kids get to play football and get to do all this stuff. And then later in my years, I kind of understood that because halfway through my high school career, or halfway through high school, I started getting knee problems. It was kind of bad where, and all the people would go, oh yeah, I can understand that now. It was that every time I walked for a long time of distance, and it wasn't because I was lazy, but after a long time of walking or something, my knees would start cramping and I would start getting painful things in my knees. It sucked. It sucked so bad because instead of being like all, yay, I gotta go outside and play football with the friends and family, it was more like, gotta stay inside. I kind of, made my place. There was nothing I could do. But then, over the years, I started getting lazier, grades started going bad, and I ended up not passing high school for the first time. I finished, I'm done with high school. Just remember, kids, if kids are watching this, make sure you don't F around in high school. You may think, oh, freshman year doesn't affect me. It does. And everything affects you freshman year. If you don't get the credits you need freshman year, you will be super senior. I was technically not a super senior. I did my time. I went to alternative school to get the last credit I needed. And for me, I didn't want to go back to the school I was doing it because the principal, he was rude, ungrateful. I don't understand how he was still being principal with the way he treated kids. But it really hurts to know that how teachers treat students. It's crazy. Like, for me, I thought, you know what? Maybe he's gonna be a cool guy, and he was cool when I first got there, junior year. And then senior year pops around, I'm doing my senior project, and he starts being a gigantic asshat. Like, you know those kind of guys, right? Where it's like, those kind of people who pretend to be your friend, and then all of a sudden, when shit starts getting real, they kind of throw you under the bus, and call you, and tell you that you're wrong, you can't do anything right. He was that kind of guy. He basically yelled at my mother when she wanted to just come in and talk. He yelled at her, basically just being a dick. And I don't remember last time when principals did that. But if I ever was a principal and that happened and I did that to someone, I would feel bad for the rest of the day, probably the rest of my career. It's something you don't do. It's like, you know those moments when you fuck up on something? It's like, you know what? You shouldn't have done that. Like the first time you ever break your arm, you're like, wow, that was dumb. Like, why did I do that? But lucky for me, I've never broken an arm. The more you know. Do 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 do. But yeah, it's stupid how people take their jobs so serious to people who just want a hand with something, they need help. Instead of giving them a hand and helping them, you just straight up be disrespectful and not listen to that person. It's disappointing how schools and teachers have done this. I find it very, very disappointing to know that teachers and principals do this. They treat their kids worth shit like they're basically nothing, when later in the years when they get older, they know that those kids are going to have to be paying their bills and stuff because they're going to get financial aid or whatever the hell they get. And oh yeah, big surprise, when you get older you're paying your grandpa's bills basically. And it's just, you know what, I want you to do this if you can. In the comments, I want you to post someone who is like a teacher or someone who has treated you like that, treated you like you were dirt, like you were nothing, like you didn't belong nowhere in this world, you're wrong and they're right, the whole Matilda thing. You're wrong and they're right. You can never be correct. That whatever you say is just off of Charlie Brown. Wah 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 wah. Just that's all they hear. And if you don't feel like that's ever happened to you, it's good. I'm not being the whole like, well, good for you. It's more like, you know what, you've been treated right then. You haven't been treated like what everyone else has been treated, but you know what? That day that you do, just remember that how you felt. You never really forget that. You don't forget how how you get treated. You stick to that. I've always remembered that. As a kid, being tall, you really didn't get treated with the most respect. Me being about almost 6 foot in the 6th grade, you didn't really get treated with respect. People talked behind your back. People thought you were a freak because you were so tall. Or those people who were truly honest with you and Ben was your friend the entire way and walked you through it and made sure you didn't do anything stupid. It gets serious, guys. Next time you really want to hurt someone's feelings, make sure that person can really handle what you're about to say to them. Because I've had friends who've mentally snapped, and they've went batshit crazy, and they have hurt people. And the reason why is because they don't take kindly to being bullied. For me, I didn't like getting disrespected from younger people, like my little brother at the time. It's not right. It's not cool to do that. If there's one thing you don't forget, it's you hurting someone close to you. It's something you never forget. Like, it gets deep. You guys are probably thinking, wow, this dude's going on about feelings, and it's not really cool, but you know what? It's something that needs to be brought up. I don't think not enough people talk about it. They just feel secluded, they keep things to themselves and not worry about anyone else. You know what? I'm kind of pissed at those kind of people who just think, oh, I don't need to worry about him. It's like, wait until the thing happens to you and they wanted to help and you said no. Those people you help, you'd be surprised. They'll take it as like, wow, this is what a friend is. I want you guys to know that. One sec. Gotta check something. Been on for 60 minutes. I'm gonna go on to... I'll stop about 4:30. But anyways, yeah, like I said, post in the comments what you thought about all this, like your worst troubling times. Like what's been your ups and what's been your downs. Tell me, I'm a guy that will probably, if I get enough of them, enough comments talking about it, I will sit down and read them and I will message you back. I will talk in the comments. I'm not afraid. I'm not gonna be like, you guys are going, oh, you're just doing that because you're not gonna do nothing. No, I will get on. I will talk to you. I will spam the shit out of you. Because it's not that I don't talk to anyone or anything anymore. It's just that it's good to know what kind of crowd you have. Like, I don't want to be saying like, oh, you guys telling everybody, oh, he just talks about himself, he doesn't worry about anybody else, or he's just in it for the money, or no, I'm here for you guys. I'm here for like you, the viewers, because I know for sure I don't know if there's people out there as is, and they just do it for you guys. For me, you know what? I can have a well-paying job and do this on the side and not really make a job out of it. But you know what? This is a hell of a lot better than working at some goddamn fast food restaurant. And not say, oh, you're dogging on the fast food people. No, I've worked in fast food. It's probably one of the worst things that's ever happened, or one of the worst jobs I've ever done. And I will never do it again. Just because of the workforce I had. But you know what? Enough about me. I want to know about you guys. Post in the comments down below what kind of person you are. Like, who are you? Like, what do you do? Like, who are, like, for me, like you guys want to know, who is Yeti? Like, who's Yeti Trooper? Simple guy making YouTube videos. Doing it because he wants to. Because he likes playing games. Like most people who do this, is they do it for the games. They do it for the people. Some people do it because, like, oh, it's something I can do. I can get paid to do it. I'm like, I don't fucking care if I get paid at all. I'm really generous. Like, what I really want to do is, as soon as I get this going, people will start viewing, I want to start doing donations and starting a donation thing. Start having people, when they subscribe or something to me, that I have people, most of the money that I get, I'll start donating to charities, because, like I said, it's for the viewers. I feel like we do too much for ourselves and not enough for anybody else. So, That's another thing. Post in the comments. Share it with your friends. Share it with everybody. Tell me what kind of charity really needs it. And don't say, oh, I need money for myself and stuff. No, I need to know a real charity that needs help. I really don't want to have to deal with those people going, oh, he's not going to do it. I'll do it. It's not a problem for me. It's not a problem for me to help people in need. Like, for instance, Markiplier, everyone knows it. He donated money. He tried to stand up. He helped many people. Why? Because he did it from the bottom of his fucking heart. He didn't do it for his selfish needs. He did it because he wanted to. Oh, it's 4:30. Well, I'm gonna cut down this tree, grab my shit. Mad rave. I'm gonna stay on this table. Can't do nothing, can't do a table dance, but I can just do a little flare thing for you guys. Oh, nope. Alrighty then. You know who it is. This is Yeti Trooper here, signing off, telling you guys have a nice fucking day.